Guys, we are talking about Happily Ever After 90 Day Fiance, you all, and it was quite a bit. I personally think Ed dumping Liz is the biggest blessing of her life, but she does not know it yet. I don't think he ever wanted to marry her, but for him to go and cancel the wedding, call off the officiant, and call off the ceremony was very shiesty. I think he definitely did not want to marry her. That's why he did all that.
I don't think so. For him to tell his mom that...
Well, not his mom. He actually told his sister.
I don't even think we are going to move in together. Like
we're separating. He's so done.
He's not interested in Liz. He's going to find her. He's not going to come... He is not going to marry that woman so that she has to get some of his money. He's not doing that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
He is just not doing that. Did she ever get that?
She did, but she left it to move to Arkansas with Ed. So he said, let me ruin her life. And, then dump her.
Be independent.
Let her have to start all over. But that's what she needs. Because I don't know why she's with this fool. Like, just a mess, really. But I think it's the best thing for her. But she just doesn't know it yet. Like, I don't even know what she saw in that fool.
Going to look at her life
and be like, what was I doing with this man?
What was I thinking that I continued to go back to him? What was I thinking?
Well, what was wrong with me is really going to be the question.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those two women, Amina and Tara, with Peter Dunst.
Oh, yeah, Peter Guns.
Like, they kept on just having one child with him. He kept on cheating on both of them. 1 minute, it's like he had a child and he has a vasectomy. I'm having his last child. And then the other one gets up and says, no, she's not the one who has his last child. I am, because I am pregnant. Like, this guy, look at how he mistreats the both of you. Cardi B was right. He has you both looking like idiots on
the show.
They
look dumb on TV.
And yes, here they were fighting over him. As though he was somebody great to fight over.
Not at all.
No man is worth fighting over. I'm sorry. It just does not exist.
Yeah.
If that man is not putting himself in a situation where I don't have to be out there fighting over him with some nutty woman, I don't need to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
If he's going to be there and have me in harm's way, I don't need to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. And here is Liz. One day, I'm sure, like Amina and Tara, I'm sure they sit down and think, what was wrong with us? Like 3 babies later with this nut job who I am not even with anymore.
Yeah.
Right? What was I thinking?
I know.
That's what's going to happen to Liz. She's going to get up one day and she's going to be like, oh my goodness, I wasted a decade of my life on this man who's not even my cup of tea, who I had to follow around and carry the bags because he talked about his back, who insulted me all the time.
And who I was not actually even interested or attracted to in the beginning.
Oh, wow.
But you know what I think it is with women? Like, I feel like sometimes we just, whatever guy shows us interest or, like, is, in our minds, being consistent or is at least being nice.
The one who is auditioning. We fall for the audition.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we stick to that audition. Even though what shows up day in and day out is nonsense.
Yeah.
We still remember that audition tape.
Yeah.
And we cling on to that. And it's just silly.
Yeah, it's very silly.
I mean, Liz,
she's going to wake up one day. But
and she has a daughter. That's the thing.
The daughter looks... You know what also I felt was very shameful? The daughter looks so old.
But she has had to take care of mommy. Mommy's not making right decisions.
That's so true.
So she has to become the adult, unfortunately.
The daughter looks so stressed. And she's so young, actually. But, I mean, even, like, she was the only one with common sense because Ed was like, oh, you guys, I hope you're not going to be making a mess. I hope you're not going to be making a mess. and all that stuff. And then
Wow, so he's even an ASS even in front of the daughter.
yeah, because the thing is, you're cooking. Obviously, you're gonna make a mess. So he's there with his short, stubby self. They're trying to move the bowl and the flour and all this bota bata, and then like he's harassing them while they're trying to make pancakes or whatever. And the daughter was, and then Liz starts arguing with Ed. Ed starts arguing with Liz, and then she said, "Why don't we just the daughter? It's like, why don't we just like not do this right now and just focus on doing the pancakes, and then we clean up after."
Right.
And then Liz was like, "Yeah, sounds like a good idea." Then they calm down, but like it's exhausting having to like
He wanted to
be the parent.
center of attention. He didn't want them to have a mommy-daughter moment. He wanted to be like, remember how Cody, the wives were there just having their moment, a wonderful, beautiful sister-wife moment.
Yeah.
And here came Cody
Yeah.
in the middle of that. And then the wives stop and just look at him. And that's what he wanted. Ed wanted the attention.
Oh God, it's just too much. And like my thing is, if anybody needs to stay in that relationship, it's Ed, because who the hell is really gonna be taking care of him? Like, who is actually gonna be taking care of that?
Liz,
Anyway.
I think Liz is going to keep on hanging around there.
You think so?
Yeah, because she's going to look and say, well, I've spent 10 years with him, so why don't I just keep on hanging in here?
That's when you should leave. The quicker you leave, the better for your life, honestly. But I want to go ahead and talk about Colby and Emily. They met up with his friend or whatever and stuff, and it seemed like what's the word?
She took them to a nightclub.
She took them to a nightclub.
So they can go get a Groupon instead of being like a traditional African woman,
Which she's
according to his
not.
friends, and bring him to the house and cook for the family and show his friends, bye Dada, thank
Bye.
you, and show his friends that, look, I can cook, I can be a good wife to him, and all of this stuff. That's what they expected. And
Yeah.
I guess they let her know that.
Yeah, they did.
But Cody continues to sit there.
Well,
You did
Colby,
not
he
go.
looked down. He looked ashamed that Emily was
Colby.
back
No,
talking.
Yeah, not Cody. Colby.
I mean, I feel like Colby, deep down, like, there's no way this traditional African man just loves you, Emily, for you. I feel like had she not got knocked up, Colby would not still be around. I'm sorry, he would not be around. This is a traditional African man. I feel like the fact that his friends are so like in their roots about this, I do feel like on some level, Colby actually does want a woman to respect him. He wants to not be living in his father-in-law's house. He wants to have his own home, and he doesn't want to continuously be emasculated by this woman who can't even like be quiet in his own country. Like even if you go back home and you're like the biggest boss or whatever the case may be, like this is his home country, and you continue to embarrass him and embarrass yourself. So I feel bad for Colby, but then again, I'm like, you sat down here, had 2 children with this woman. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry,
so you
I
can
cannot
only do so
feel
much.
bad. I don't know. Colby, if you wanted a traditional African woman, then you should have married one. That's how I feel.
Well, she got pregnant the first night they had sex.
Or you should have and you should have married an African woman who was traditional.
Yeah.
But it's not all African women. I mean, probably most of them are traditional. Because,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
But some of them aren't, right? So I just feel as though if that's what she wanted, that's what she should have married.
Well, I don't think he was ready for marriage at that time.
But you did go and get married. So now you got to stick it out because you have children.
And you're trapped.
These are the decisions you made. I'm sorry. I can't even say it's a trap or did he trap himself? Like, I just cannot. I'm not buying it with Colby. I'm not. It's the same thing with Mahmoud, right?
Well,
you want a woman now to be all Muslim and covered from head to toe, and you want her to know all the different things and the prayers and all that. Well, all these women are around you. Why didn't you do that? But no, you went, you found the lady in the Instagram or wherever. Okay?
Wearing her bikini.
When you saw her, she was wearing her bikini. But now she's here, and now you have all these expectations. Well,
and you should have been lowering your gaze. You should not be looking at women in bikinis on the Instagram.
Well, what's happening now? Now she's there.
Verbally abusing him.
Insulting you.
Telling him get the F.
name in the book.
Told him get the F out the house. And then said, well, if he can't even be emotionally mature enough to have a discussion with me, I don't even know why.
That's so funny. As you curse him out, you want him to be emotionally mature. That's so hilarious.
Nut job with the nut job haircut and the hair color to match. Freedom. Oh, out my chest.
I can't get on some freedom boat with these men. I can't, and I refuse.
I'm not talking about freedom boat.
Guess what? You're married. Now, you know what you do? You tie your kata and you stay in the marriage and you make it work. Gosh darn it.
For how long?
I don't
until
care.
Somebody
I don't
gets
care for
so
the
miserable.
children until your children are adults.
Nightmare.
I don't want to know.
This is why you don't have kids with somebody you don't want to be with. Okay.
Now you're there and wanting your friends to tell off your wife, and I don't appreciate that either.
What?
Like, he's out there letting his friends insult her, and
well, because
he never comes to her aid.
Well, because he can't really talk back to her because she's quite sassy. And he feels emasculated. He has lost his way. Yes, he is living in his father-in-law's house. He has gained all this weight, and he barely bringing enough money. So, I mean, really,
then
he has lost his way.
What you do, you go and you get 3-4 jobs right there in that basement, and you work your way out and move you and your family to another space there. And that's what you do. What you do.
So you think he's not working hard enough to be the man?
I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying you said he's not working enough jobs. No, you said that he's working. He's not making enough money.
I mean,
if you're not making enough money, go get an extra job so you make enough money to get out of the basement.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to get out of the basement. And guess what? I don't think her father wants him to get out of the basement either. I think her father wants him right where he is.
I'm sure.
So that he can help out with the farm. So that when the father is out there working, he doesn't have to deal with the other 2 women who are bossy in his life, probably telling him how to scoop the cow dunk. He is at his job from 9 to 5. And thank goodness he got a man in the house to handle the 2 women. Or the 3 women.
He's not handling anybody because the women are both
Well,
very bossy.
the father don't want to
him.
have to deal with that. You see, the father was crying, and Kobe was crying at the wedding day.
Because they're trapped?
The father was... No. The father's not crying because he's trapped. The father's crying because finally help has arrived. And he doesn't have to deal with that anymore.
Hey, Papa God! Papa God! Oh, Papa God!
Miss me. I don't have no sympathy, please.
Okay, well, let's talk about...
Keep it moving.
Next. Let's talk about Rob and Sophie. I don't know.
I'm not gonna talk about Rob and Sophie with their little
fake storyline
that Rob is selling us. He's not selling, but you can talk about Rob if you want to.
Well, there really wasn't a lot going on. Whatever. Apparently,
she moved back in.
They're not having
sex, so that the storyline can continue.
Yeah. Apparently, they're not having sex or whatever. Apparently, Sophie has been with women.
I don't think that he's into women.
Well, anyway, apparently Sophie has revealed a secret that she actually has been with women, but she has never just dated them in a relationship. Or whatever.
So that's the new storyline that Rob has. He has this new storyline.
Well,
now.
she was telling this to her friend. Rob doesn't know.
This is the storyline that Rob has given her to tell us now. Let us have the new storyline. You've actually been with women, so now we're gonna have a little scene where you and these other women will be there. But you guys make sure you get your good camera angle. Okay, because I'm going for mine. You also make sure you go for yours. If you want to take this out and do modeling later on in LA, this is the way. Okay, I'm not interested. Next.
Who else do we? Oh, was it Thais and Patrick? They are there.
Oh, in Brazil.
Yes, Patrick's father. So they were at an apartment because apparently Thais and Patrick actually pay for the father's apartments and stuff like that. Or whatever.
Okay.
So that's the apartment that they went to. And Thais was telling her dad, we're not going to come and bring the baby to you today because, we're tired.
Have they been paying for his apartment all this time?
Yes, they have.
Oh, okay. But the father don't like him still, and he don't talk to him still.
No, this is Patrick's father, not Thais' father.
Got you.
Yeah. So basically what was going on, he came or whatever and stuff, basically Thais had told her dad, we're not going to see you tonight because I'm tired or whatever. She's expecting for them, her, Patrick, and the baby to stay alone. Patrick's father shows up. Patrick tells Thais nothing. And basically, the father's coming in and he's like, well, I need you guys to do this, 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 and this. I need you to paint the whole entire apartment because you guys are renting it now. So I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Thais thinks that the father is selfish and is just coming and asking for stuff. And she feels like the father takes advantage of Patrick, but Patrick does not see this. Also, a little side note. Thais' father called Patrick a little bastard. Just sees like, oh, it's the little bastard driving properly or whatever.
So is Thais from Brazil too?
She is from Brazil, and so is Patrick.
And perhaps his father's from Brazil.
Yes,
Okay.
they are not siblings. Well, they're half siblings. John.
Okay.
John and Patrick. Yes. Yeah. So, Thais wants him to ask for the blessing again because her father wants him to ask for the blessing again. But Patrick thinks it's useless because they already have a child and have kids. But I still think it's a good thing to do.
Does the father want him to ask for a blessing?
Yeah, he told Thais that he expects Patrick to do so. What do you think? Do you think it's a waste of time? Would you, if a child were to go off and get married, and you said no the first time to them getting married, like you did not give their blessing,
went ahead and got married.
Anyway, would you require for them to come and ask you for blessing again?
Yes, let him come again because now he see me face to face. She did it over the phone. Now come see me face to face in the flesh.
Would you say no?
Even if I say no,
again?
Yeah, even if I say no, just humble yourself. And don't say anything. Like, I don't know. But at some point, you have to wonder, like, I mean, at some point, it's the, listen, when you get married, it's now you and your spouse. That's how I feel. And you guys have to cover each other. And, yeah, I mean, if he wants to do it, fine. But if he feels as though he's just going to humiliate him or whatever, after all, he's already called him bastard, am I going to put up with that? And do I want my spouse to put up with that? No.
Yeah.
Either. So, it has to be mutual respect because obviously this is who your daughter chose.
Yeah.
The guy's not being disrespectful to you.
Right.
So don't be disrespectful to him. That's just how I feel.
I feel like maybe he's just mad that about the whole the whole thing went down. But I feel like Thais should have let her father in from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you don't have this contention with them. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, y'all, let us know what you guys think of this whole stuff, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye.